You're too fast. Take your time. You're too fast. Take your time. Take your time. You're too fast. Take your time. Too fast. Take your time. Too fast. Take your time. Take your time. Too fast. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Too fast. We are go cross River Jordan. Take your time. Too fast.
Okay. Hello. Oh my goodness, I've got the wrong live chat loaded. I am so sorry, guys. I just am not ready to stream this early. I had to, there was a few other things I wanted to get done, but when we get delivered a cringe-tastic feast of cringy, I have to sometimes put aside what I'm doing and stream for you. So I'm here to stream. I'm not going to fix this. So if you're inside the gaming room and you don't mind having your Discord emblem on my screen, then you know, I guess if you don't want your Discord emblem on my screen, don't be in the gaming room. If you get mad at me for doing this, let me know after the stream and I'll try to fix it. Hello, Murdy, Barbie, Sheba, CR, Tiff, Cheesy Weezy in the Heezy, Jessica, Wonder Twin. Hey, Wonder Twin. Hey, Banana Rodriguez. Really? Really, Banana? That's awesome. I try to... Now, you want to know something that's interesting, but it will bore you to hell. Because I'm just a really... You know, I have all these facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have all these dumb facts. That music that you're listening to is from the early 90s, if not the late 80s. And it's done with the first, what we call a tracker in the early computer music making world. And it's amazing to me that kind of music, we went from basically a few beeps and boops from a computer speaker in one computer generation. So as soon as, like, within this computer launching, it brought us, I can't remember if it was a Tandy or an Amiga. Somebody in the chat will be able to tell you. But it's just that kind of music amazes me. Now, I know you've noticed that I've had a painting sitting here for a while that I haven't put up. And it's a very beautiful painting of a mountain and stuff. I wanted it on the wall. And then today, I found this masterpiece. I found this masterpiece. For those of you that will ask me, I'm still drinking a Doritos. It's Mexican soda pop. At least that's what it says on the box, unless it's lying to me about the soda pop's heritage. And it's very good because it's unlike Pepsi and Coca-Cola. It actually uses fruit flavor, and it really does. It says it's natural flavor, and I kind of believe it because each of them taste exactly like the fruit that they are, saying that they taste like. My favorite, for all of you who want to know, because I'm sure you can find these at your grocery store, and they're very inexpensive. My favorite is, of course, the grapefruit, because it has this little sourness to it. It's really good. And when you're done with the glass, you can recycle it. So what I thought I might do is actually record if they'll let me, when I go to recycle this at this recycling place I go to, I'm going to see if they'll let me record because it's a really cool place. And thank you. It's a really cool place. So first off, for any of you that's going to ask me about certain dramas, I will just tell you to check my community tab. That's all I'm going to say. So Of course, I don't have a choice. I'd rather probably, I don't know if it would be a better decision or not for me to respond to certain dramas. All I know is check the community tab. You'll have your answers very soon. And this is typically a predictable kind of thing. I'm not going to go into it because I'll get in trouble. So I'm going to move on. Why are you really here? Is it to stop tragedy pimps? Is it to stop tragedy pimping? Or is it to laugh at tragedy pimping? Because here, we laugh at it. That's what we do. And personally, some people will make an argument that by showing the utter ridiculous in this ridiculousness, it's a weird word. The utter ridiculousness, you know, that's a TV show on MTV. It's a really good one. The utter ridiculousness of the tragedy pimping situation. The whole idea that these people think that they can be the most disrespectful, stalky, doxing, lying kind of, they think they can fool us, right? By going out, and they do fool a few people. And that's, I think, why it's okay to laugh at what they're doing and to look at the utter ridiculousness of it. But regardless, I'm not here to play games with tragedy pimps that are complete and utter frauds and liars. I'm here to laugh at them, to make videos about what they're doing. You know, all I can do is try to make the best decision humanly possible for me, my family, for my life, because I do have a life, as much as maybe some people would think that I only have a YouTube existence. That's just not true. I would find my existence, my life pretty unhealthy if I only had a YouTube existence. If that's all that mattered, I would be pretty unhealthy, I think. And if you actually go look at YouTubers who have achieved success and put all their time into YouTube, you'll find that they hit this wall called burning out. And that's what I try to avoid. I find that healthy balance. Because back in the beginning, I did burn out. I have burned out before, y'all. And I was extremely successful before I burned out. That's why I burned out. Because I wanted to keep that going. I was Rakita Law. I will always quote Rakita Law, whom I think is a pretty good dude, actually. Some people don't like him. I think he's hilarious. I think he's a great, entertaining streamer. And he has this quote that on YouTube or in social media, on the internet, basically, okay? You can apply it to the entire internet. When an opportunity happens for you, like your video is very successful, you get a bunch of new viewers. It's a door opening. Now, you also have to choose to walk through that door. And everybody knows how it's such a perfect metaphor because everybody knows it's really scary. If you don't know what's on the other side of a door, right? And you have no idea who is there, you know, no idea what could be there. And you know that anything could be there. It's not like you're at a mansion and there's all this rich stuff around and you're like, what's behind that door? Oh no. Utter chaos. You are in utter chaos. Anything can be beyond that door. And that's why on YouTube, it's you walk through that door. It isn't the most pleasant experience. You have no clue what's going to happen. There are patterns, though. There are patterns. I make predictions. I'm yet to be wrong. I have predicted the dumbness that happened in our community lately. But I also predicted that JLR is, what did I say? Before I showed you some of his videos, because I hadn't seen a lot of those videos since back, like maybe a few years after it happened. And it happened in, let's see here. I am talking about JLR. I did a video that set him off, which was where I played his videos. And the Brandy Brook incident was in December of 2012. See, I should know that by now. Something that I covered a lot as a debunker on the platform. Something I tried my best to correct the lies on because I thought it was an important subject and people were exploiting it. And what's sad is that people are still exploiting it, but they're also exploiting any other incident like it. Now, back then, when you would say that, now that's back when smartphones first hit the market, right? It's in the first few years of smartphones. This is before every phone was a smartphone. Everybody had a smartphone, and these platforms and social media as a whole was a lot smaller, even though it was massive. And that is, and I just had to submit because every time JLR's name is in my stuff, it gives me a yellow sign, and it gave me a yellow sign. I just requested the review. What I'm trying to get to is I did the video. It'd been all maybe 2015, 16, and 17. No, it wasn't 17. It was before 17 when I had first encountered JLR, and it was Gabby Petito. See, I've started to realize some things since I've started to do my documentary on the man. And let's see here. 2015 and 16 would have been when I saw the videos, and I knew what he was doing. Everybody did. Any debunker or anyone that was correcting misinformation or anyone that was putting out misinformation at that time around this topic of this horrible incident knew what he was doing. And no one ever thought he would come back to the internet. Nobody ever thought he would show his face again. Okay. So if he is going to show his face again, how in the world, unless he's going to go play some video games, unless he's going to just sit and do some content, if he's out there doing anything related to missing people, tragedies, or anything else, you can bet your ass I'm going to talk about it, okay? Now, what they're trying to do, and I say they're as in, and it's pretty funny because in the letter that JLR sent my family member to their home, no, not my home, their home, he listed names of YouTubers. I guess you could call them YouTubers. Betty was mentioned, Bullhorn Betty. Molly was mentioned, Molly Go Lightly. There were names there that I don't even know what the hell it was. Like, I'm sitting there listening to, because I haven't picked up this letter and looked at it because I don't live there. I'm not there. But I know what it said, and I know some of the things that were mentioned, and Queen Bee was brought up. So I know some of you guys watch Queen Bee. I know Nick watches my show. By the way, I haven't seen him in a while. Nick, you need to get up here and hang sometime, bro. We miss you. I know I haven't streamed as much lately. I've been doing like earlier streams, I know. But yeah, so he mentioned Queen Bee, which I thought was very strange, like really weird. And again, I have no clue what he was saying. This man is insane. This man is off his rocker. He's completely insane. And he was tattling to my mother. He was tattling to my mother, basically saying, I was looking for Sarah Dreyer. I don't hate women. He didn't even say I defamed him. He did not say I defamed him. He said that I was derogatory toward him. I do think he meant to use the word defamation, right? But for any of you out there, let's cut to the damn chase. This man is doing this to intimidate. He's doing this to intimidate me. And because he could not achieve the intimidation that he wanted to achieve, now he's trying to intimidate a family member of mine. And I guarantee you that once he realizes it didn't work, he's going to try to intimidate other family members of mine. This is what he does. And I'm glad he has decided to show his cards, to show his hand. No, I'm not glad he's doing this to my family or myself. I'm glad he has shown his hand. Everybody will tell you that anyone who talks about JLR or Betty get threatened. They get threatened, they get attacked, they get all this crazy stuff happens to them. And all these people have stories. In fact, I don't even have to give a list or pull a bunch of stuff up because this is just known. It's known to the point that both Betty and JLR have no problem at all admitting, as we played Betty saying, I'll go after your family. And when she gets really mad at the end of that one video, in fact, I think we do need to play Menace's video today. So this is good because I've been wanting to play it, and it's going to really show a little bit of it'll show a little bit of a little, let's say, explanation here. It'll help you understand what's going on. So let me go ahead and pull him up. But there it is. All right. Oh, no, not the full movie. I keep forgetting that there is a damn menace to sobriety. I typed it wrong. It pulled up the movie. You know what? I'm going to have to watch that movie now because I have not seen it in forever. Okay, I got Menace's video queued up. I guess I'll go to the chat. Jessica says, I hope you report his stalking asked to law enforcement. Please be careful. That is happening Monday. And I'm kind of being forced to go directly to my lawyer with this by a family member. So, and I need to fix my camera. Yes. What happened to my camera? It got messed up, didn't it? Crap, I'm going to have to re-update all of it. Let's do that. Let's do that. And here, let me see if it'll still zoom in there. Okay, that one works. What do you guys think of my painting? I need to ask you that first. Is it a keeper or is it too scary? I showed it to Navy. And Navy said that it was like, it looked like a serial killer type thing or something. Like it was going to jump out of the painting or something. So I'm going to nickname it the Betty. It's because Navy said that it looked like it was going to strangle him when he first saw it. That's the first thing he said. Looks like it's going to jump out of there and strangle me. I'm going to nickname it the Betty. I think that's really appropriate, honestly, due to Navy's, they did this to Crude AF, so I guess you should expect a court hearing. Haha, says Cheesy. I don't think they're that dumb with me. And no, I don't think that, I think it was really dumb for them to do that to Crude AF. Crude AF, is he part of the Geek Room? Isn't he part of the Geek? Wait a minute. If it is him, I probably should talk to him. Navy is in the chat. He said, creepy picture, devil child. He is. I don't know if you guys see him. Let him know that I'd like to talk to him sometime. It doesn't even have to be about content or anything. Like, I'm always open to talk to somebody about content, right? I'm not going to say no if he's like, hey, I want to talk to you about content. I don't think he would. I'm just saying, I'll talk to him about whatever he wants, but I would like to talk to him about this whole situation. Yeah, because these people, now there was no cease and desist, just so you know. This wasn't some legal thing. There was no request for an interview, okay? And basically it was just a threatening kind of letter. It was a letter that implied things. Like, it's hard to say. So, of course, my Discord server wanted the letter. They're like, we want to see it now. And I said, I don't even have the damn thing yet. I haven't gone there to take pictures of it or anything. And if I ask the family member to do it, I'm probably not going to be able to read them. Like, I'll probably get like, it'll probably be this big and it'll be like, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I have to go Monday and do a few things. And after I see my attorney, I will bring the letter to you after I've done that. Unless I'm told I can't, that's what's going to happen. Sorry. I have to go get advice before I bring it to you because this man is a psychopath. He thinks, and I promise y'all, it's so nutty. He thought he could tattle on me to my mother and that she would get mad at me, call me and say, UNIRock Jason, you better not talk about that poor boy Jonathan anymore. He's trying his best just to go out and find missing people and report on tragedies. That's what he thought was going to happen. By the way, no, my mother does not sound like that. Just so you know. By the way, my mother does not. She will kill me if she will watch this and she will kill me. What he doesn't know is my mother thinks that he should be exposed by people on the internet, whether it's me or anyone else. She thinks anybody that goes out there and does what he has done to the poor kids back in 2012 and 2013, and what he's done trying to pretend to be a reporter and pretend to be media, and what he's done stalking people, right? Like her, Betty will tell you that, and you're about to see a video. I'm going to play it because Menace has cut it down. Betty thinks that it's appropriate for him and her to do these kind of things. Why is it then that the people that you're doing it to are not under an opinion that you're stalking and harassing them? They know that factually you are stalking and harassing them. Are you entitled? I thought you respected people's rights, respected people's privacy, respect their rights to speech. No, these are just catchphrases that you LARPers use to try and get an out from your shit behavior. That's what it is. You think you can go around and be entitled and demand things from others. You think that for some reason you're entitled to the money in your audience's pocket. You think that you're entitled to use people who have experienced tragedies to get your views. Okay? You think that you're entitled to have people pay you to go and report on scene, on location, and that you've helped so much. I've asked the same question of every tragedy pimp since I first witnessed a tragedy pimp. This new kind of meme of a tragedy pimp since we started talking with that meme. And my question to them is, show me the result of anything you've done. I want to see the result of your reporting. I want to see the result of your investigation. And you should have a literal written investigation. Would you like to see some of my scripts? Okay, I'll show you some. Because I make videos, right? Let me find, a good one here. I don't know. Like this one, I just is like the second one that I clipped. Would you like to see one? This is literally just the start of one, and it's an extremely short video. Okay, I can show you. Hey, Voodoo, thank you. Thank you. And D, Dawn, Donna, Remy, Medina, and Missouri. Hey, Missouri Country Girl. I love that name. Missouri Country Girl. I love the country. I love the country. I love sitting by a lake or a creek or a river or whatever and just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like listening to the noise of the weird chattering insects that go rah, 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 all those noises of the woods and the hooting and everything. Love it. Where was I? I'd love to be able to see, I got to get back on script here, the result of your investigations. I'd love to be able to see the result of your reporting. I'd love to be able to see your achievements in searching for missing people, right? I want to know what quadrant you were assigned when you were working with the big group that was out there searching. I want to know what quadrants you specifically searched, and you should know. You should know. I want to know exactly how many quadrants you yourself are responsible for searching. I'd like to know how any of these search and rescue teams, why would they allow people with such disgusting records and disgusting public behaviors to go start looking for people that are lost? Because if God forbid JLR or Betty find a kid missing. Oh, shut up and stop crying, kid. I'm trying to do a live stream and make money off of the fact that I found you. Stop screaming in the background. Oh, I'm going to choke you. I'm going to choke you. Or how about JLR? Hey, I found the kid. Hey, buddy, meet my friend. Meet my little friend, my little doll friend. Oh, my God, is that a serial killer's head on a little baby? Shut up, kid. Meet my friend, the serial killer. You know what I'm saying? God forbid either of you would ever find a missing child. For God's sakes. We don't need, they don't need you out there LARPing as reporters or LARPing as rescue. Because you don't just LARP as that. Now you're a detective. Now you're a detective, Betty and JLR, yeah. Now you're a detective. Now you're a mechanic, right? I mean, there's that meme out there because Betty all of a sudden became like a professional mechanic and then she became, I'm sure JLR fits that bill. Freedom, thank you. My goodness, you guys are too kind. My point here is that JLR is out of his mind. He literally, JLR, I'm not like you, buddy. I'm not dumb like you, all right? I was at one time dumb. Not like you, thank God, but at one time I was dumb, okay? But thank God for years, I've been doing something instead of doing nothing, okay? I know you're motivated by obsession. You're angry when somebody commentates on you. And you could have responded appropriately to my video, because my video was true. My video used recordings of you, okay? Your words, your actions, and your behaviors, all right? I made sure that after I showed what you did back then, I showed examples of how you're still that same person, okay? Your letter didn't contain anything about how you've changed since then. It has no admission of what you did back then. In fact, nowhere on the internet have you ever been honest with your audience and told them what you did, just like Betty hasn't, right? To any degree. And explained how you're not like that anymore. Because that's what we look for. We want to be able to say, well, JLR was the most disgusting and disrespectful person toward the children and parents of a school tragedy. One of the biggest, one of the most shocking ones due to when it happened and how it happened and the climate around it. And we want you to be able to explain why you did what you did back then and how you've changed and how you're not going to do that kind of thing anymore. But the problem is, the reason you're tragedy pimping now is because you haven't changed. The reason why you have doxed my family and sent them letters tattling on me, please help me, Mrs. Smith, please. Uni is reacting to my old videos. Oh my God. Like, why are you so mad that I react to your videos and fucking dunk on you? You respect free speech, JLR and Betty. You respect people's rights. You won't stalk. You don't dox, right? Yes, you do. And no, you don't respect people's rights. You're faking it. And there's a big problem, Betty and JLR. When you fake that, okay, you following me? I'm trying to speak to where JLR and Betty can actually follow me here. When you're faking so many things right now that are directly related to the things you've done wrong in the past, how do you make an argument that you're not the same lying, LARPing shithead? How? Okay, live chat time here. Let me grab my live chat. You know, it is kind of creeping me out, Navy. it is kind of, the painting is kind of creeping me out, bro. How are you feeling, Jelly Belly? Are you okay? It's scaring the shit out of me, Yoni. It's really scaring me. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry, Jelly. Here, come down here. Okay, it's safer down here. It's much safer down here, Jelly Belly. Okay. Am I becoming a better ventriloquist? Because I'm actually trying now. I'm actually trying to be a ventriloquist now. If you have any questions, if you want to ask me anything about JLR writing a damn 2-page letter crying his eyes out to my mother because he's so thin-skinned that he couldn't take what... You know what he did? He literally watched my entire video with notes. And he took notes, wrote out the things that he says mommy is going to get mad at Uni for doing. I'm not joking. All right. One example was he doesn't hate women. Because I said he hates women. He doesn't hate women. You know, I should have been more specific. You hate children. Okay. Women, children, males. You hate everybody. For God's sakes. You can't go and do what you did to those people at that tragedy. Not explain yourself, not apologize, and then sit and cry because people are going to talk about what you did. You should have expected this. You came back to YouTube. You had the choice not to come back. You chose to. And now you're going to cry because you're messing around in our communities. Now you're going to cry about it, right? And you really expect us just to shut up. He wants to shut me up. He wants me to have some kind of thought process that because he knows where my mother lives, he's going to do something. And that's why he did what he did. Fact. Absolute fact. Can you post a letter to your mom in a video? After I talk to my attorney, I've already said I will. Yes, I'll show it live. Was it written in crayon? You know, we were going to do a skit where we took a letter and got a bunch of magazines and cut out letters and stuff, but it would have taken too long. But I think it would have been a really good skit. I think it would have been a really good skit. He recorded in front of Brandy Neal Boyce's, if I said that right. I'm sorry, Brandy Neal's boy the other day in Idaho. I'm trying, Peppermint. I'm trying. Stay locked, stay loaded. I am a veteran. That's all I'll say in response to that, but I am a veteran. I have a family that I take care of. That's what I'll say in response. I would like to believe I am now. I would like to believe I am. Yes. Oh, and guys, I know people want to ask me questions about inter-community drama. And again, I will defer you to my community tab, and there will be an upload. You'll be notified. We'll do a stream afterwards, okay? So, hey Tom, what's up, buddy? Good to have you. My husband did 24 and a half years in the Army. He don't want to come around here, says Gene. I didn't do that long, but it was because I was medevaced. By the way, I'd love to talk to you guys a little bit about some vet bashing and an opinion that I have around it. We're going to have to wait on that. So, yeah, I don't think we're not going to do it. I've just been muzzled for a little bit. I'm okay with it. All right, Cheesy. Okay. Well, Cheesy can't hear me. There we go. I typed to Cheesy because Cheesy's watching, like, rewound a little. I've been doing that too, honestly. Well, mostly Rachel has, but the house is looking good. I'll say that much. It's looking really good. Okay, so here, let me go ahead and just sum it up, and then we're going to actually react to what Betty said here, because I think now with JLR doing what he did, Betty claims that it's okay that JLR did what he did, stalking my family. And by the way, Betty stalked my family too, but she claims it's okay because he wants an interview with my family, so it's okay if he does it. And see, that's where these people are bold-faced, pathological, lying narcos, because he doesn't want an interview. He's just trying to intimidate, and his letter proved it. So, of course, I'm not dumb. I'm not just going to throw the letter out there, but I'm also not just going to let him do what he did and not tell you. It needs to be, you know, known that Betty and JLR and any people that support them, I would go as far as to say Dolly, I would go as far as to say the people who are in that little group, even Molly still, even though she's wherever she's at doing whatever she's doing. I think she's like in Europe or something. Like Molly is out doing some crazy stuff, okay? Like she's living that rich life. Seriously. Yeah, they do this. They support this. They're doxers, the abhorrent doxers. Their only excuse is that when anyone else does anything that they want to yell at them for, or if they just want to lie on them, they'll go at that person. But when they do something, immediately, regardless, it's excuse after excuse after excuse. There should be no excuse for him targeting people that are family members of mine. There should be no excuse for him stalking their social media profiles, him and Betty. There should be no reason for them to look up their addresses. And yes, I've found out that JLR, according to the people on the internet that have been tracking and watching him for a very long time, and I mean a very long time, he is still on probation. So I don't think while you're on probation, you can just go around picking random citizens and mailing them whiny little letters that in the most beta passive-aggressive way have an inclination of threats to it, right? The most let's say like inlaid. I don't know what word to use, but you get what I'm saying. Trying to basically be as threatening as he can indirectly, right? All right, Navy, no problem, buddy. No problem. Chronicle says, or innocent people. Oh, wait, did you say something before that? Because I might have missed it, Chronicles. I don't think you did. Chronicle says, or innocent people they think are other channels. That's happening too. Yes, thank you, Chronicles. Because, yeah, you know, I'm not really, you know, on point right now. But you're right. They go after innocent people because they think that they're running a channel. And that happened. Do you mind typing which one that happened with recently, Chronicles? Because I'll get it wrong. Or anyone in the chat that wants to. Thank you, Double Take. But, you know, the thing is, this is what JLR and Betty aren't realizing is he should have tried to pass the test with me. You know, I told JLR he's welcome to get in touch with my mods and come talk to me. He knows this because he has been watching every second of my stuff. And the thing that, oh shit, thank you. The thing that is really crazy about what Betty and JLR do, and Dolly and their friends, the people in this group, again, what Betty and JLR are doing is exactly what Molly has done in the past. It's exactly what Betty has done. It's exactly what JLR's done over and over. And the thing is, when they get heat for this stuff, they just get angry. They just have a fit. I'm sure Betty will have so many excuses for why this is okay. And what's funny is Betty probably sat down and helped him write this shit, you know? So again, addressed to my mother, wrote it to my mother, right? And the body of it, and I've only had it, you know, told to me once on a phone call with her. So basically, it was addressed to her from him in some address in Florida or something like that. And it starts off basically like, hey, Mom, your son is saying derogatory things about me on his YouTube channel, rockAlot. He said that I wasn't searching for Sarah Dreyer, but I've got a 5-hour video where I was. And then it just goes into this insanity. Like, it starts naming at some point after he babbles on about how he doesn't hate women. He's not any of the things that your son thinks he is. Then it goes into Queen Bee, and he names Queen Bee, and he names Molly and Betty, and I have no clue why. Like, I don't even know why they're named. I couldn't tell when she was like saying this to me. I'm like, what? Like, I'm sitting there like, what? Like the whole time, like, what? Like, it's just really nutty. And it was literally 2 pages. So, you know, we got to go have it tested for poison and shit. Because God knows if he's like anthrax to that damn thing. I wouldn't put it past him if he shit all over it, you know? He probably ate a bunch of laxatives and went doo-doo all over his hands before he wrote that shit. I don't know. I mean, when she said immediately what it was, I'm like, just throw it away. Throw it away. It's probably going to explode. You know what I'm saying? Like, spikes are going to shoot out of the paper. Yeah, but I mean, they are just insane. They are insane. And they think that they can just sit there and laugh. I'm so laughing about the fact that we got called out for doxing people again. I'm amused by it. You know what I'm saying? To give you an example of what I'm talking about, let's listen to Menace completely annihilate Betty, because I don't think we've done this on rockAlot. I skipped this yesterday, didn't I? Yes. And I do want you to subscribe to my friend Menace. He's a really good dude. He's been targeted just like, you know, I have, because he's making videos. He's been targeted in very strange ways. You know, I'm starting to really question. I'm starting to question. I won't go there. Let's just listen. So what we're going to do is we're going to listen to the part of Menace's video that I skipped. Because Betty is going to give a excuse-filled rant. Do you mind trying to suck my brain out of my head, please, Jelly Belly, for a bit? It'd just make me feel better. Oh, I'd love to. Because if you didn't know, Betty calls us like jelly brains or something. Jellyfish brains. So, you know, we've decided to hire a blood-sucking, brain-sucking jellyfish while I stream. So, Menace has the best reaction, in my opinion, that I've seen so far. I'm not trying to say nobody else had a good reaction. I just haven't seen it. Chronicles says, no, just a random subscriber they picked out. Some know how they chose her. Sorry, Chronicles. I didn't mean to skip you. Let me read it. Or innocent people that they think are other channels. That's happening too, very much so. It happened to someone and they thought it was me recently. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I remember that. Chronicle says, I will message you about it and what Molly did also. I don't want it all out here. That's fine. Yeah. If you will, just hit up Navy or Shuri or one of the mods that, you know, put their links out there for you. I'd love to hear it. And Mocha, just a random subscriber they picked out. Some know how they chose her. I don't know how they picked her out. No idea. And then Chronicle says, I have and others have if you're talking to me. Yeah. And that's the thing. Oh, hold on. Season says, I'm so sorry here he's doing these things to you. Chronicles, I was saying to Uni, but really any and all should make reports if they start sending things to your homes and loved ones. Yes, and I'm going to handle it with my lawyer and have my lawyer do everything. Because one thing I think they want is for me to, for some reason, be the one that goes out and does all of this. No, I'm not going. You're not going to affect me. You're not going to waste my time. You're not going to get at me, right? You will, though, have whatever, you know, you can have charges pressed for what they're doing will be pressed, just like I promised. And I have no idea. I've talked to several people that I know have been on probation, and they say that they are supposed to be on their best behavior. They're supposed to not be like, you can get violated by your PO according to them for doing a lot of things that you normally can't be picked up for or violated for. So I have no clue how he, while he has a 5-year sentence starting in 19 at the very earliest that would end in September of this year, and information shows that it probably doesn't end until the beginning of next year, and how he goes out and has not just done this to me. Again, him doing it to me is just an example that I'm going to blast all over YouTube. Okay, I'm going to make sure that people know there is no doubt that JLR and Betty and the people that support them are stalkers. There is no doubt that they are obsessed with the people who criticize them. They have an anger in them that swells up and they can't control it, and it drives them crazy. And every time that people support the channels that call them out, every time that people show the things that they've done, it drives them up the wall. And I am so stupid. I'm glad I mentioned support, because I have not even shared my pay link yet, and we're almost an hour into this. And I haven't even told you to subscribe to rockAlot and UNIRocktv on YouTube and hit the like button for me. Any support really helps immensely. And so thank you ahead of time to anyone that supports. Let me see if I can get my little screen turned on. That way, if someone supports, I'll be able to say thank you here, because I don't have anything open yet. There we go. All right. And let me clear my notifications. So, whoops. All right. There we go. Hold on. Wait. Didn't turn the audio up. All right. We're good. We're good now. Okay. So, BHP is famous. She appears in Baldur's Gate 3 as the Green Hag. Oh, and that is why I love Menace's video, because of the comedy that's in there. But you got to understand something, right? I make a lot of jokes. I made jokes about how JLR shouldn't be holding up his dirty poo-poo panties and showing everybody them. Because it's true. JLR, keep your panties on your body, okay? Your poo-poo panties, if you want to walk around like that, you go ahead. I've already heard how stinky you are, okay? But keep them on you. And if you make jokes just trying to entertain your audience using what they give you, literally playing off of what they're publicly posting, okay? They've done this to themselves. They're the ones that did this, and they hate the fact that we know about it. And they are terrified that their subscribers are going to find out. And that's a major reason why JLR has went from, trying to send me $1 threat to my family, doxing my family and everything. And he went from that to this letter is because I really do now believe that they didn't know about my main channel and or even about UNIROCK 2 when they first came at me. I'm almost convinced now. And it really goes to show how incompetent these people really are. But now that they know that I actually am a bigger YouTuber than them, I think they've shit their pants. And I think that JLR really did. Now, I mean this from the bottom of my fucking soul. I think he really thought, and Betty too, that they could convince my mother to call me and say, Jason, honey, don't talk about that Betty or that JLR again. She said the opposite. Fuck these stalking weirdos, right? Anyone that would do what they've done to these families, anyone that would do what they've done in these mass situations, they deserve to have people show what they've done. So the opposite effect ended up happening. I'm now being ordered to cover them by my mother. When before, she wouldn't have even weighed in on it. She wouldn't have even said anything. And now it's like, yo, you're going to talk about them now. So it's like they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. They honestly think that they can be looked at, that Betty and JLR, they are so delusional that they think people look at them and go, what great reporters they are. Not what insane, obsessive stalkers they are, y'all. What great reporters they are. Hello, Navy. Good to have you.
Hey, Bubba. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Get out of here. I'm mean to you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. Okay, here, let me share my screen because I'm glad you came in, buddy. I want to know what you think. I didn't really get to find out what you thought before this because you've been busy, but what do you think about the whole JLR messaging my mother, begging her, to stop me from talking about him and Betty? What do you think?
Honestly, I tell you the truth. The first thing that came to my mind was, tell me you didn't get enough hugs as a kid without telling me you didn't get enough hugs as a kid.
Oh, I know, right?
Jeez, what are you going to JLR? I know you're listening right now. But what were you doing? You tattled to his mother. Tattled to his mother. What are you, 5?
This is the first, bro. This is the first. I always talk about how I debunked these big conspiracies because if anyone was around back then when we did it, it was massive. These things were millions of people big. So we got a lot of threats, a lot of doxing, a lot of people trying to send me death threats, talking about cutting my head off and stuff. None of them did this. None of them ever. Wait, hold on. Wait. I'm getting a memory here. Hold on. There's a memory coming back. It's extremely vague. I'm thinking April Lejeune tried to call me and left a message on a family member's phone, but that's been so long. Oh, no, it wasn't. It wasn't April Lejeune. Okay, yeah, never mind. That doesn't relate. Okay, yeah, this is the first. Because that doesn't even count. That's not even, he mailed her. So you know what she said? She said that she was like shocked. She's like, this little freak looked my address up and mailed me because you made a video. That was like her response. That's the embodiment of her response. This little freak stalked me and my information. How did he do it? How did he get it? And that's a great question. You know why she said that? Because she's a normal freaking human being. And she has never had some fucking weird, creepy, fucking laxative chugging weirdo that goes around worshiping people that murmur kids and sleeps with the serial murmurers of those children taped to baby dolls' faces and stuff. She's never had this ever happen in her entire life. Like, nobody has, JLR. You are beyond an embarrassment. You are beyond a whatever you are, bro. There's no words to the English language needs to add words to describe you and Betty, to describe your obsession and describe the thin-skinned. Like, how thin-skinned do you got to be, Navy? We're adults, for God's sake. We're not 12.
No, and JLR is like mid-40s.
Yeah, he's probably 50 by now.
You know what I mean? He sent a letter to your mom. I have a hard time like taking this seriously at all. Like I know the serious aspect because he's got her address and all this kind of stuff, and I get that, and that's the veiled aspect of the threat. Completely agree, right? But I just cannot get over the fact that it's kind of like it's kind of like he got his mother to call your mother because he was crying because you hurt his feelings.
That's why my thumbnail is what it is, bro. I got a thumbnail of him having tears pouring out of his eyes, begging my mom, stop Uni, Jason, please stop him. Right? He can't take my video. It wasn't even that bad. I barely dunked on him. I barely dunked on the man. I have dunked on some people.
Thin-skinned. I did not realize it got that. Like, I thought Silverfish was thin-skinned. This is a whole new level of thin-skinnedness.
It really is. This is like a shocking, because this dude's been to prison for identity theft. And that's what I think Betty and JLR don't realize. That's why you're getting your PO involved, buddy. Because your identity stealing ass is stealing identities so that you can go and mail them and dox them and do this. And don't think you're not. Don't think that we're all stupid. Don't think that we don't know the links that you went to try to figure out who you could send a letter to and all that shit. And you know that's the dox. Everybody in the audience knows that's the dox. You sharing it with Betty and your other bozos is the dox. And you know what? What do you think, it's intimidating or something? And this is why you're a criminal. This is why you're a piece of shit. Because you're intimidating innocent people. You're trying to intimidate my mother because you couldn't intimidate me. And that's a fact. And you know what's crazy? He wrote in that letter, I don't hate women, and it's a derogatory statement to say that I do. Then why did you do this to my mom, JLR? Why did you stalk her and dox her and grab details about her and write her this letter if you don't hate women and if you don't, have an issue with people? You do, buddy. I was right. Everything I said, because like I said, I didn't even dunk on you that much. I barely dunked on you. I could have dunked on you that whole stream. You are a lolcow, bro. Wake up. Look in the fucking mirror. The reason we dunk, the reason we laugh at y'all is to shake you out of this shit. To get you to realize the majority of the entire world knows what you are. But to you, oh God, my bag, dude. It's his bag, bro. They feel like this money that they're getting from tragedy pimping and from manipulating and lying to their audience about what and who they are, they think that's their bag. And I promise you, people, hear me on this one, because he thinks that by me watching and reacting to those videos of him and me, making the points that I made, he sees that as a direct attack on his wallet. Because even though it's not, even though I'm literally being honest, exercising free speech, and I'm being real with him enough to laugh at him for holding up women's panties with shit in them, which we know it was chocolate. But don't tell me, what kind of man, Navy, if a man loves women, or if a man, would you think a man hates women if he tries to embarrass them by when they leave him and they run away from him because they're scared of how fucking just a piece of shit he is, and they decide that they're not even going to take their clothes with them, and then he goes and grabs their panties, rubs fucking chocolate in them, and then holds them up on a fucking YouTube video? I would think you probably hate women to go that far to try to embarrass a girl because she realized how much of a creep you are, but I don't know, bro. I guess you don't think you hate women. Okay, fine. We know you don't think you hate women. We all believe you hate women, and that we're allowed to think this. You did this, bro. Go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was just going to agree with you. Yeah, no, you hate women, JLR. I don't know what it is. Like, I get it. There's a lot of guys out there that you just don't really have like the personality that attracts women, and then maybe they take pity upon you, and then they realize, though, like 5 seconds in, that you're like the biggest creeper ever, and then all of a sudden they back in and they turn the light on in the room, and you turn around, and there's your doll collection, and they're getting this, like,
I bet you she found the doll collection. You know what? It might not be chocolate. She probably found the doll collection of like 22 dolls that have the faces of people that have done that to kids on them in JLR's closet. And she probably pooed her pants, man. Probably what happened. Shit, I would. I'm a dude, and I would have pooed my pants if I would have stumbled upon JLR's serial killer doll collection. I don't know about my audience.
That's some Tales from the Crypt creepy, is what that is.
That's some wee. It's like you open the closet door, right? Like, oh, I need to grab, there's dust everywhere. This messy man whom I'm at his home, let me get his broom and sweep. Wee. Like the dolls are going like this. Hold on. Here we go. Wee. I mean, that's what this is. You are a weirdo, bro. I'm sorry. Wake up. Betty, grab your friend, right? Make sure that he hasn't downed 20 laxatives before you do this, and shake some sense into him. Shake some sense into the man. Oh, hell.
Peppermint Mocha said, Mocha just said that if you do get the police report done first, then contact his PO.
Like I said, my lawyer's going to do it all. I'm not doing any of it. I'm gonna give my lawyer a stack of cash, and she's going to do it. I'm using my lawyer for a few things right now, so, might as well get it all done at once. You know what I'm saying? So, it won't be hard. They need to have an intervention. It doesn't help Betty's mother supports what she does. I would think that her mother is just as manipulated and lied to as the audience that follows her. I would guarantee it,
Man, Kathy's a new member. Thanks, Kathy.
Hey, thank you, Kathy. Yeah, I wish I had that sound effect. I'm going to try to grab it. I can't find it. I don't know if it's like horror movie sound effect. I got to look there. I'm going to find the whole wee thing, and I'm going to zoom in on this creepy ass picture every time. I think it's a memeable picture, bro. What do you think of my painting? I mean, I know it's scary, but is it not meming? It's memey.
No, it's meme worthy. I just wouldn't trust it in the dark by myself.
I know, bro. I'm going to walk in the office at night to grab something, and I'm just going to faint when I see it because it's that scary.
Oh,
it's pretty scary.
You're going to walk in the room at night, and it's going to be like right next to Halloween or something. You're going to look up, and the painting is going to be blank, and you're going to hear little feet running across the room.
Jelly Belly, get off of her head. You don't want those thoughts. You don't want those thoughts. I don't know how, but somehow Jelly Belly went right to her head. Right to her head. It was pretty good. I did not mean for that to happen, but it was pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Laura Lee. Yes, it's from the name. I need the name of the shower scene. Psycho. Psycho, right?
Psycho, yeah. Yep.
How ironic. How ironic.
I just want to say how great Menace has gotten at production.
Oh my God, I know, dude. He is so worthy of... This is creativity in content. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Now, Betty supported JLR in doxing my family, harassing my family. And I find it extremely relevant for you to listen to what she said. Because if Betty, instead of lying, instead of being a scumbag and supporting JLR's stalking behavior, if she would actually be a real human being, I don't know, maybe a friend, I don't know, maybe not a pathological liar, and would, you know how all the times when she's sitting there complaining and bitching about how I have rights and I want rights to talk and rights to give an opinion on the things I want to talk about, maybe you should say that when you and JLR are sitting around stalking innocent people. Oh, I know, though. What's the argument, Betty? The argument is that because we don't like what UNIRock said about us, our public behavior on a live stream, we're going to dox his family and we're going to go after them because, well, hell, Navy, my mother gave birth to me. Of course she needs them to stalk her, right?
Oh, yeah. Right? That's how she's attached to all this, right?
I mean, I came out of her belly, therefore, in their genius minds, they probably need to stalk her. It just makes sense to them.
A comedy yesterday.
Maybe
So
JLR's looking for a date.
This is absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And like all it took was like 3 seconds of her looking at what he's done in the past. And I don't even mean in the distant past or anything. And it was just instantaneous. Like this little freak, stalked me because you made a video. And I said, yeah, I'll go watch my video because it's hilarious. It's all true. It's truthful. I'm doing the same thing I've done this whole time. And it's just because of how thin-skinned they are. They want to intimidate you because they can't intimidate me. And she's like, these people need to be off the internet. They shouldn't be paid by YouTube. They shouldn't be able to go traveling around harassing family members of people that experience tragedies. Hey, Betty, guess what? You know why you're able to harass people's family? Because you doing it to me proves all of those claims from the past. All these people out there who say you've went after them and their families, which is a lot of people. Now, they have more evidence here to be able to back up the fact that you do this. And you are admitting, and it just hit me when right after I learned about the existence of the letter and I had heard what was in it, it hit me right away. Now, the things Betty said when in this video that we're about to look at, they hit completely different. She has no defense. JLR has no defense. You know what he forgot to do? He forgot to bring up the interview in the letter. Remember how it was like the literal excuse for how it's not doxing, right? Yeah, it wasn't in there. It wasn't in there. No cease and desist. It was literally him crying about how he doesn't hate women, about how he did look for Dawn, right? He did look for Dawn. Right. I don't even know if he paid attention to my video, JLR. Do you lack the cognitive ability to understand what I said? You're LARPing looking for these people just like Betty and just like other tragedy pimps and just like other people that clickbait and exploit these kind of situations. You want it to appear as if you're looking, when in reality, you're just driving to a location, getting out, and walking around streaming. You're not looking for them. You're trying to make it appear as if you're looking. So, I mean, it really hurt this mofo's feelings that we all don't think that he was looking for Dawn, Navy. Like, no troll. No troll.
Oh, the delusion. I just can't, oh, man. I mean, there could be a whole branch of psychiatry and psychology that just deals with the delusional people
in Louisiana. I'm with you, bro. Running Bear says there's something happened in Louisiana just recently.
I think there was a murmur, like a young person.
See if I can find it. Uh-oh.
Spurgy says, "Will always be a member. Check PayPal."
Will do, Spurgy. Thank you too. And I'm always your member too. Okay. So keep me updated. And it just came in. Thank you so much, Spurg. You are too giving. You're too kind. I love you. And if you ever need anything, hit me up. Keep me informed, okay? A Louisiana woman accused of murmuring her boyfriend's 6-year-old daughter and leaving the child's in a bucket outside the home where the girl's mother lives has been jailed without bond in New Orleans suburb, authorities say. Bunak Landon, 43, of Harahan, was booked Wednesday on charges of first degree and obstruction of justice in connection with the passing of Bella Fontanelli. Y'all records show. Landon, who is also known as Hannah Landon and Bunak Lim was on suicide watch at the Jefferson Parish Correctional Center in Gretna. They call it a parish because of Louisiana, right? Is that what that is? A parish?
Yeah. So parish is more like a county aspect, and
that makes
they have their own
sense.
cops and things like that. They have like parish police and things of that nature, and the city cops, and so
Parish.
Yeah. Yeah, it says here, in relation to a Christian church, a small administrative district typically having its own church and a priest or pastor. But in Louisiana, it's a territorial division corresponding to a county in other states. Yeah, so basically county, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, these are the things that just how can a person with a soul, how can a person who is not pure evil, I'll say it that way, pure evil, like absolute pure evil, like as I'm trying to imagine tragedy pimping a story like this, I'm trying to get it in my head, like, at what point are you so broken that you don't have a conscience stop you? Like, at what point do you not have anything in your head that says, I'm going to respect this thing that happened because it is so massively evil. It's so massively wrong. It's so massively it's world bending. A child, right? Robbed of their entire life. And Betty and JLR and their friends and everyone like them on this platform, they see dollar signs while we're all shocked. We're all affected. And that's what they manipulate to tragedy pimp. When you get that feeling inside you where you're like, oh my God, if that ever happened to me, I would die. I would die. I would not be able to live. I would not make it. God, I could take a lot of things, right? I'm not strong enough. Some people might be, but I'm not strong enough. And there are lives destroyed all around this one singular issue. Okay? Now, all of that, I could talk for an hour, and everything I say would never be enough to even describe the pain, the suffering. I can't describe it with words. And that's why we handle these stories like Gabby Petito, like Summer Wells, like the Watts, like Cash, like all these stories. And we look at them with the most reverence as humanly possible. And we say to ourselves, if there's a way I can respect the story more, I'm going to do that. Oh yeah, it's going to hit the ability for me to maybe make some money since it's not in the tags, it's not in the title, it's not if it is, I do it respectfully and honestly, and I'm not going to use it, if I'm not going to play these games. These people are broken.
they are spiritually and mentally broken.
Yeah, and they're broken in a way that it's hard to comprehend because they're not just disrespecting these incidents. They are monetizing it. So they're dealing with all the disrespect and all of the hate and nastiness that they are, let's call like invoking in this, right? They are literally able to just bloop, not even care. And then they go about monetizing it. I mean, that's the issue. JLR, Betty, if you want to respond, maybe you should respond to the points I made. You took out your little notebook. Wish I could play a little Dora the Explorer notebook thing here. You took out your little notebook and you made notes while you watched my video, JLR, but you didn't respond to a single point that I made. Didn't respond to a single point that I made. You thought you could tattle on me by saying, Uni Mom, Uni lied when he said that I didn't look for Dawn. Literally. Literally. My mom's going to call me. Jason, how dare you say that when he went and looked for Dawn? Right? No, my mother and every other normal human being know that you didn't look for Dawn. Were you part of the search and rescue, JLR? Did you go up there and volunteer and get your fucking squadron or get your area? Did you get assigned it? Did you communicate with them? And did you contribute to the actual search? Or did you grab a phone, you go stand out there somewhere in the woods and walk around with your cell phone running, taking donations from people that are too fucking stupid to know what they're doing? Which was it, buddy? You want to prove that? What do you think, Navy? If he could prove that he actually was involved in the search and rescue and not just wasn't out there LARPing, what? Then maybe we'll say, okay, fine, he was involved in the search and rescue.
Yeah, I mean, if he had like video of him with the groups that were led by the cops, and they had like the vests and stuff on, and they were given like a quadrant to look at, and he was part of that group, and he could show that. Yeah, I'll say 100%. He was part of the search for Dawn. Yes, but he wasn't.
So Dawn is DAWN, okay, and it's JLR went somewhere. I don't know where. I'd have to look it up. It was when Dawn was missing. Was Dawn in Florida, Navy? Wasn't Dawn in Florida?
I don't know.
Let me find it. Here we go. Missing woman. Oh, no, that's not it. Dawn was the name of a missing woman. I can't get it to pull up really quick, but she was the name of a missing woman, and JLR was out there saying that he was looking for her. Like, you know, him and Betty, how they go look for these missing people. And they ebeg their audience to give them money to travel. They ebeg their audience to give them money to rent a car and all this garbage like we heard Betty doing yesterday. Oh, Chronicles, no, I'm glad you asked. I'm sure there's other people out there that may not know that, so I'm glad you asked. I just didn't think, you know, I should have explained it, so thank you.
Absolutely hilarious. Something's going off on this particular creator. I'm not going to plug his channel. It's a smaller channel.
Oof. Talk about misinformation. Oof.
He's big stuff on the streets of YouTube. And
actually, I would think that you, being a creator that has 20, 30, 40,000 less subs than I do, if I'm only counting one channel, okay, I would think maybe, you know, you're the one trying to act like you're the big and bad on the streets of YouTube around here, playing these games with bigger creators like you're playing. You know, how is it that I can literally tell them that me going to a new channel to do all this stuff is kind of a trap, right? In a way, at least in the beginning, because they all fall for it. You know, they all believe that I only have 6,000 or 7,000, whatever we have here, subs. What do we got? Let me see.
7 point something. I can't see it.
Yeah, 7.3. They did the same thing when I went to UNIRocktv. Same thing, right? Go to UNIRocktv, and all of a sudden, I don't have 50,000 subs. All of a sudden, I have, 8,000. Right?
It's got the secret numbers and stuff like that. And he's going to take us down, right?
Betty, meet UNIRock. UNIRock's been on the platform since 2013, and the largest channel tied to his AdSense account. At one point had roughly 45,000 subscribers.
Yeah, at one time, I thought we got close to 40 when I stopped posting there because I didn't pay attention. And new research has shown that the channel tipped at 50K before I deleted the videos and left the channel officially. Because when I first went to UNIRocktv, I still posted and I still streamed on the main channel. And then at one point, when YouTube announced demonetization, and I went and opened my channel and saw yellow signs on almost every single video. And back then, you couldn't submit for review. Once you were yellow, you were yellow. I'd have videos about a gymnast, right, that was demonetized. Now, thank God they remonetized that video. But I would normally up, and when a video was green on that channel, it would get 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. When the channel was yellow, or the video was yellow on the channel when I first uploaded, it would get like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 views. So you can kind of understand why a lot of us just said fuck it. Because when we went to these new channels, when I went to UNIRocktv, I would upload and I would stream, and the majority of the time I wouldn't be demonetized. I don't know why. I don't know what happened with the YouTube algorithm. It was broken back then. Why does it say UNIRock, Russian cyber terrorism organization? Did Menace put that in there to troll me? Because it does look different than the main one there. I think he did, yeah.
Menace says Uni, the Russian terrorist and mass flagger. Yep.
Yeah. That's classic Menace. That's hilarious, bro.
Apparently,
I love it. Shit, I haven't even liked it on this channel yet.
Received a $1 PayPal.
I'd like to, before Menace weighs in on this part, I'd like to point out her dishonesty, because she knows exactly what he did. She actually outs herself for knowing exactly what he did right after this. But I just want you to note that she's trying to basically act like apparently, and doesn't she act? It's the pathological lying of Betty.
From JLR saying something like, "Will you be willing to meet me for an interview with?"
Not what he said, but go ahead.
So and so, so and so, and so and so at so and so address. Okay, this is a paper.
Yeah. He didn't want the interview because we offered him the interview and he peed his pants and ran away. That was a lie. And in his new letter, he must have forgot to mention the interview because it wasn't there. So when it was being read to me, nothing about an interview was read. So I don't know, Betty. It sounds to me like, you and him were fucking lying when you did this. That you see, you really should have told JLR to keep up his bullshit about an interview, because without that, now that there is no bullshit about an interview, and now that he bailed on the interview that I offered to give him, it's just doxing. It's just stalking. And that's why I wanted to go through this with Menace's video, because he cut it down.
Somehow this turned into he's trying to say that he's being harassed and doxxed because he was asked for an interview.
Yes, it's absolutely doxing and harassment. Yes.
No, Betty. It's doxing and harassment because JLR is trying to drag Uni's family members into this.
Well, he's trying to make it appear that way. He really wouldn't. He doesn't want an interview. I wouldn't doubt he would have interviewed one of them if he could have got a hold of them. He couldn't. And if they would have talked to him, I'm sure he would have done it. Though he messaged me, he didn't message them, right? He mailed my mother and forgot to include the interview in his little pee-pee pants letter. Mommy milky, mommy mama.
Including his ex. Because JLR's mad that his stupidity is being called out on the internet.
If he's mad because of his stupidity being called out, his head is going to explode by the time I'm done. Mm-hmm. Because I'm going to fucking document his entire friend groups, every step on this platform, and I'm not going to stop till I'm done.
Hey, Bob, I got to bounce for a little bit, but I'll be back.
Go ahead, buddy. Appreciate you. Jump in whenever you want.
Thank you.
You're always welcome here. You're my friend and I love you. I would never be mean to you. It's a 50-50 relationship, me and you, man.
JLR dug into the identity.
Did he leave while I was being all poetic? See, he treats me like shit. He treats me like utter garbage. I'm just kidding.
Identities of Uni's family members as a means of trying to threaten Uni into silence. Family.
Yes. So perfect. Threaten me into silence. Threaten any of you into silence. He wants to make an example out of other creators. He wants people to know Uni and his family are a unit. And they're not going to be able to get what they want out of him. But it's going to show other people around him and in his community that they better not talk about JLR and Betty and their friends, because they're going to do this to them. So that's why I understand if a creator out there can't talk about JLR because they have a family member that wouldn't be able to handle the harassment. And don't act like my family member isn't, upset by this. I'd be lying to you if I said that they aren't upset. They're not worried, because JLR knows, based on his past actions and how he's been in the past, that he is a unpredictable figure. And what is the most dangerous kind of person on the internet? Is it somebody that'll message you and say, I'm going to cut your head off? No. If that was true, I wouldn't have a head right now, because I've gotten thousands of messages like that. Though, the most dangerous person on the internet is an unhinged individual, is someone disconnected with reality, right? Because they're the people that actually do messed up things to others. They're the ones who get so caught up in the internet, they end up confusing the internet with reality, right?
Family members have nothing to do with YouTube criticism.
Nothing.
And y'all love to dox family members as a means of trying to bully people away from criticizing your utter stupidity on social media.
Yep.
I'm going to be straight with you. If that motherfucker ever come to interview me and my family, the only reason they're going to show up is so one of them can bring a bag of lime and another can bring an extra shovel.
And yeah, Jessica, people don't, like JLR and Betty, don't want what they've done in the past to be documented. I don't think that that many people understand what happened to Molly Golightly. Molly was a powerful figure when it came to doxing, harassment, and manipulating money out of people that believed her lies. Powerful figure in that realm. What happened to Molly? What happened? It was all the channels documenting what she did. Every one of them. No matter how small, no matter how big, it was the channels documenting what happened, archiving what happened, whether it's just to archive, whether it's just to give an opinion in the comments or give an opinion on Twitter or social media, whether it's just to make a video with your commentary, or if it was just to do a full-on, deets on the streets kind of back and forth and opinion here and opinion there and next thing, right? And I'm using Deets as an example because Deets does that kind of commentary, So a full-on video, a full-on YouTube video is my point. No matter what level you're at, all of it is what had Molly finally be held accountable when she decided that she was going to keep doing this, right? And it's funny to watch JLR and Betty break TOS so obviously, because again, they think I care about the law, right? They think that we're just as much of locals as they are. The law is just the tool that you use to make sure that everything gets documented, and if something can happen, it can happen. But the law, has to respect people's rights both ways. Now, you being a YouTube partner, though, Betty and JLR, you absolutely broke TOS. Absolutely. Through that letter. By the way, the letter just happened, y'all. I literally started this stream the minute that I found out what happened. Oh, thank you, Voodoo. I'll change it in a minute. I'll change it. You have to give me time, but I'll change it. Thank you. Actually, I can do it while he's typing this. All right, Kick should update when you refresh it. You'll probably have to refresh it, but it's updated,
so anyways,
or it will be in a second.
I'm tickled pink over this. I don't know if JLR did it. I still haven't.
No, you do know. You absolutely know what JLR did. You're lying again, and we know that you're tickled pink. We know that because when you commit crimes against innocent people, it tickles you pink. That is a fact. We've watched you when you lie. You will get elated when you lie. When you step on someone else's rights, okay, I'll give another prime example, Betty. When you are walking up and down a sidewalk and then somehow you just keep moving your feet over until you're walking on their grass with one foot. And the minute someone looks over from the family, or you're just back over on that sidewalk real quick. You know, while you're bullhorning a bunch of innocent people around a single person, that single person shouldn't even be the target of your bullhorning alone, and you're doing it to all of the people around that person and the whole community. You are doing it to innocent people, and you love it. You love doing this stuff to innocent people, so we know you're elated.
Confirmed one way or another whether that
We
truly
know.
came from JLR, but I thought it was comical.
You're going to try. See, this is another thing, right? Try to deny that it came from JLR and you, even though I've proven it. And I think Menace is going to show that.
Of course you did. Because you're a fucking doxer.
Yeah.
So naturally, JLR...
It's funny that she tries to say she's not a doxer when she just straight admits it constantly. Damrus! What's up, dude?
Dragging someone's family members into YouTube shit is fucking hilarious, right, Betty?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So I
Those innocent people that she goes out and stalks and harasses and bullhorns and just treats like absolute garbage, doesn't say anything about her. You can be as disrespectful and nasty and gross and threatening and hateful to innocent people all you want. And it is literally shocking if other people think you're a piece of shit for it. Oh my God, those people that think that you two are pieces of shit for what you do are just out of their minds. All of that society, everyone in society who is against what you do, right? Whether it's you doing it or whether it's somebody else doing it, they're crazy. You're the sane one. JLR talking to all those dolls. He's the sane one. JLR holding up his poo-poo panties is the sane one. You know what I think we should do? I think we should laugh at his stupid videos. I think I got to tag a certain ribbit in order to get that link, but
like, well, hey, let me go ahead and send him a super chat as well. And told him to send John.
Wait, I thought JLR didn't do it. I thought you guys didn't do it. I thought that it's not confirmed that it happened. Right? It didn't happen. I was lying. Because you don't even know if it came from him. Right?
Jonathan back $1. I contributed the $1, by the way. Told him to send Jonathan back the $1.
Okay, Betty, will you tell me something? How did you send it right after JLR sent it if you have no clue that JLR sent it? How do you even try to play the role of someone that doesn't pathologically lie, right? Like, how do you even, like, you just shit on your audience because you want them to believe you. Right? They have a monetary investment in what you do because you ebeg and fraud raise your little trips from these people. And so they're like, okay, I'm going to give her the money because I hope she's out there getting justice. I hope she's doing the right thing. I know she's going to go do the right thing. I'm monetarily invested. So they want to believe you because they've given you money and you're just lying to their faces over and over and over. I don't understand how you can say that you respect that audience, respect those people. Because everybody I know corrects themselves if they get something wrong. Everybody that I know will go live literally to correct themselves if they say something that's not right. That's something we expect from people in our community. You let them know they did something wrong. Oh shit, they're going to go fix it, right?
And say that he'd be willing to meet him for an interview with, 4 family members.
Why didn't you do it then? Why didn't you do it? We literally gave him a way to go live. I would have my family call in while he's here. He peed his pants and ran away. Instead of saying, now, why did I offer him that interview live on my channel? Because I knew it was a lie. I knew he wasn't going to do it. He doesn't want to be live on my channel and then have the people he stalked call in and call him out live in front of everybody. And he knows it. And she knows it. And it really fucked their heads up when they realized I was calling their bluff. But I'm not going to let you meet my family. You don't want to meet my family at their home. My family does not want to go to jail, so they will not agree to meet you at home. But they'll come live on this channel with me while you're here, JLR. And they'll set you straight. But Betty, instead, you know what JLR did after he realized that I was calling his bluff? Wrote a crying letter to my mom to rat me out and tell her to stop me.
Members, his ex-wife, his dad, and another family member. The funniest part about it is now JLR crossed the line. Now he's crossed the line and he's taking him out. He's got.
Well, and I said this last time. I just want you to get this context of how much she lied in this, because this is lie after lie after lie after lie. Like I said, she's really upset here. Really triggered, and her response is to try to lie her way out of it. So again, don't think that when she is out in the field and she's starting to say all these things about Brian Kohberger, she's saying all these things about the cases and Gabby Petito and everyone she covers, don't think she's not lying then too. We've proven that she's literally making up. She goes out on the internet and grabs fake audio and brings it here and says, this is from the night of the Murmur. I'm broadcasting it. I don't care that if it really was from that night, it would ruin the trial. Who cares, right? Who cares if it would help the defense? Good thing it was fake. Or how about the time she caught Brian Kohberger at a rally or at some meeting or something, right? Even though we know he was all the way across the country, somehow she is putting up a video saying that he's here at this place. Look, it looks like him, even though this is a really blurry photo and it doesn't look like him at all. Do you really think it was an accident? The same way she's lying right here. And that those lies are being magnified by the fact that the whole interview thing was a big fucking lie. Right? Because me and JLR would have already had the interview if he would have just agreed to it and wrote Navy or wrote Ahmad. You guys would have been treated to me and JLR connected into a call where my family members that he doxed and stalked call in here one after the other and get to tell him what they think about him. Right? Didn't happen because of the interview, so it magnifies Betty's lies. And I really want you to apply every single thing she's ever said about a case, said about a missing person. Do you really think that when she's out there, and you know, because you can go look at the news and you can go look at these other sources, that they're doing a professional search for missing people, for a missing child, for a missing person, a professional search. It's not just, hey guys, will you guys walk around the woods with us and live stream yourselves taking donations off of these people's tragedies? It's not just that. They all go in, they get a map of the whole area, like a satellite map. They set quadrants, they send people in, they mark where they've looked, and then they send people to quadrants they haven't looked, and they cover the whole damn area so they can say factually that they have covered the entire area and the kid is not there. The missing person is not there. So do you really believe? Because in order to believe that Betty or JLR have looked for missing people, do you really think that they were involved in the search? Or do you think they were just walking around live streaming themselves? I really want to know.
The secret numbers.
Yeah. Involving someone's family in something they have nothing to do with because you're being criticized for acting like a fucking lolcow on the internet.
My family doesn't have anything to do with this at all. Again, your family, when they do this to you, when they do this to Chronicles of the Shady, when they did this to, was it Chronicles that they thought they doxed, but they got like a random YouTuber, like a random small YouTuber, or they got a person from the audience, one of the two, right? And they went after not Chronicles' family, that person's entire family. And you have to remember how much time it takes them to do this. Because with me, my family, they don't talk about me online since 2015 and before. They don't post things about me, right? I don't follow them. They don't follow me. I don't have accounts. I have UNIRock accounts. They aren't on those. They don't look at them. They're not there. So you really have to understand the level of stalking, the level of cyber stalking. And then remember, cyber stalking is going to involve them stalking, using the internet to find information and do things. But when they take specific, extremely private information like addresses, names, phone numbers, and they go further from the cyber stalking into that realm, they're actually stalking. Because guess what JLR said in that letter? He tried to say, and I'm not even playing, that he doesn't stalk people. He said that it was not true when I say that JLR stalks people. It's pretty crazy that he's confirming that he stalks people with the letter, and in the letter he's saying he doesn't stalk people.
The internet?
Pretty crazy.
That's where the line is.
Oh, Chronicles, oh my God, thank you so much. And please keep adding to what I'm saying, Chronicles, because it helps me immensely. Because again, I'm trying not to tell you about how upset certain family members were, how scared they were once they knew about Betty's record of domestic violence after realizing Betty stalked them, after realizing JLR's record, his prison record. They themselves, you know, one thing that I don't think Betty and JLR expected when they stalked my family was that my family would actually use actual methods, legal methods, to look up their records and information on them. Because I don't control these private citizens that you've stalked. I don't have anything to do with what they choose to do and what they're people, they're independent people. Right? And when certain people that they stalked got all of their information, they realized that they had to start telling other family members about these sickos. And it scared some of the family members that they were stalking. You're telling me that this weirdo is stalking me? You're telling me that this woman who has ran up and down a road multiple times with no pants on, out of her damn mind by her admission on coke and crack and stuff, talking about killing people, choking people until they're almost dead and busting their teeth out of their faces while out of their minds on those drugs that she's screaming. It's in the report. The report says she's screaming that she's addicted to these drugs. She is out of her mind on these drugs and that she's going to kill people. It does scare some of these citizens that you stalk. It does. I'm just really glad that you went live and admitted that you stalked people, because there are some YouTubers out there that for whatever reason have decided that it's some kind of fucking wrong thing to talk about the fact that this is happening. It's crazy. I've seen those people talk about this when it happens to them. Right?
That's exactly where the line is.
This 7,000.
Jessica, you're right. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't talk about burnt toast. What this woman has done to burnt toast, this liar, this person who can't speak the truth, if it slapped her in the face, I'm sorry, if it choked her neck, she wouldn't know the truth if it choked her neck. Ironically, went after burnt toast to the point that she almost got deleted by YouTube. She demanded that YouTube give her burnt toast's identifiable information. We're dealing with some of the... Do you realize what a stalker is? Like, I think JLR and Betty don't realize what they are. Okay? You've heard the word creep, right? You know what a creep is. A window peeping creep, right? You know what they are, right? Because JLR, you know, I know what I should be doing. Is showing you the accusation from Buster Murdaugh and his wife about Jonathan Lee Riches peeping in their windows. Right? Looking for some more shit covered panties, but not being able to find any. Looking for some little dolls, right? Did Frog tag me? Rick. Frog didn't tag me. Can you throw it in general for me, Frogbert? I'm sorry. I'm trying here.
Subscriber channel. Now, mind you, he doesn't even have access to the Chat to Creator Studio.
I love how he just slapped this in her face. Yes, he does. Yeah, he does. I have more access than you and JLR combined. Okay? I don't know how many total views you and JLR have on the platform, but you could probably multiply it by about 50,000. And you still wouldn't be getting close. Okay? So I have no clue what you're talking about. This is like you saying that someone that has a shit ton of subs, just that person can't write YouTube. Even though when you hit like 10K, you can write YouTube. Doesn't matter that I have multiple channels above 10K. I can't write YouTube. I almost have 3 channels above 10K and I can't write YouTube. Really? Last time I checked, which was about 2016, I could write YouTube.
Support because he hasn't rose to the level of creator support yet.
Why are you so focused on misleading your viewers to believe that Uni's incapable of filing the reports, as opposed to trying to lead?
Yeah, user created October 29th of 2013. Betsy? I just didn't post a lot on this channel in 2013. I had a channel that I posted on a few years before this channel that the videos, you wouldn't even know it's me because it was just a lot of gameplay. It was a lot of code, stuff like that. But I mean, when I say I've been on the platform 10 years, I'm not fucking lying. Like some people will accuse me of. People who, for whatever reason, I have no clue, want to just misinform about me constantly. But anyway, you know, it boggles the mind. Boggles the
lead your
mind.
viewers to believe that JLR is innocent of the allegations levied against him. Seems to me like you're scared because you're both a couple of doxing skeezers.
So I'm trying to go to sleep last night, and I can't go to sleep because I am literally
scared of losing your channel. Scared of a bigger creator than you informing the entire community on his bigger channel what you're doing. You're scared when you go to my channels and you actually look at the kind of videos that I've done in the past. You're scared because I have the capability, I don't know what to say. I have the proven let's call it ability to make highly edited videos that are, you know, if I wanted to, I could make a highly edited video of all the stuff you guys have done to people.
Is she being forced to eat huge amounts of food?
It appears that she's tapping her finger on the bowl in a Morse code type of way.
However, some of her previous videos and her earlier videos shows her writing in French.
So let me tell you, there's a person on YouTube. I don't want to call her a YouTuber. She is an ASMR.
I would call her a YouTuber. She's got millions of subs and makes a shit ton of money, but we'll talk about that sometime soon.
Dying laughing in bed that this guy is so triggered by this dollar that was sent to him, right?
Triggered. Again, I would go and watch my response to what you did, and then I would watch your mental breakdown. I would see you and JLR being triggered. I would think you would need to be triggered to dox somebody and to go stalk their family. I would think you would need to be triggered to make weak excuses for the things that you've done that are absolutely against terms of service and the law when it applies to these innocent people, let alone me. Like, I could apply the law to me. I know you're a legal expert there, Betsy. If you were, though, you'd understand why you stalking people with their private information. You can go look me up on the internet all you want, and it's not stalking. But the minute you start digging down and trying to find shit about my real life, yeah, you're stalking the shit out of me. Simple as that. And if I did it to you, I'd be stalking you. That's why I don't do it.
I keep wondering, did you refund that $1 back since you didn't like it?
Now here's the best thing. Here is the best part. Here's the best part. Because Menace pulls a clip from my live stream, and I just love what he did here, the edit. So let's let him show you. And this is an immediate refund. From the moment it came in, I immediately clicked it, and I immediately refunded it. Here you go. You sent it to me with your PayPal balance, $1. I immediately refunded it with this transaction ID. I immediately typed refunding due to doxing, harassment, and also to create record for police report and restraining order.
You know, and he's talking.
You know, I've got way more of a chance of getting that RO now after that letter you sent, JLR. Thanks, buddy.
About how JLR does stuff, all this dirty stuff behind the scenes. Meanwhile, he's telling his audience, keep going after Team YouTube, keep going after. That's some dirty stuff behind.
Actually, I went and looked at what I said. I did not say that. I didn't. I showed you where I tag Team YouTube, and I said, if you want to tag Team YouTube with me so that it guarantees that Team YouTube sees it, it's your choice, but you can do it right here like this. In fact, she is completely lying if you ever just cut to what I said and then cut to what she's saying, though I really do like what Menace decided to do instead of that, and it's why I want my mods to drop the link right here, Menace's video, and I want you all to sub and watch the hell out of his videos, because unlike mine where I drone on and where I pause a lot and where I'm up here making a lot of decisions, because I know being live you have to do things completely differently to avoid copy strikes and avoid and give them an ability to abuse those systems against me. I'm trying to stop that. So my content's a little more boring and drawn out. Menace is directly to the point because it's edited, like when I edit a video. Mine are when I edit them.
Behind the scenes. So it sounds to me like this dude's getting a little taste of his own medicine.
So
no, the only medicine that I taste is the medicine that I've had to take since I was medevaced. That's the only medicine I taste.
reporting the doxing and harassment using the proper channels is somehow dirty, but this isn't?
Go make their life hell. What the hell? They make my.
What the hell? I can't believe I just screamed into my camera while live. Go make their life hell. And this is so, God, this clip is so powerful. I could cut to where Molly did it. I won't name who she did it to, right? For some reason, I shouldn't do that. Oh no. But you can cut to where Molly did this to a YouTuber, and she screams, "We're going to go after your husband's job." And then she goes, "Oh shit," because she shocks herself with the fact that she said it out loud. And hey, Betty, you know why you do that? You know why you and Molly do that? Because you dox and stalk people with all of your free time. That's what you do when you're not live. You literally troll the internet listening to every single word said about you. You stay up at night. You keep telling yourself, I got to close this video because it makes me mad to watch people call me out for all the evil stuff I do. So I got to close this video so I can get some sleep. Before you know it, you're opening it right back up. You can't control yourself. This is what you do constantly because you wouldn't have outbursts. Molly wouldn't have outbursts where you're screaming, "Make their lives hell, go get them," or where she's screaming, "Go get his husband's job," unless you spent all your time hanging around your peons yelling this stuff at them. You do it so much behind the scenes that when you get live, it slips out. That's what this is. That's why it's so powerful.
Fine. Go out and do unto others as they do unto us.
Do unto others as they do unto us, but you don't. Because you would be responding with a well thought out video if you did that. Of course, you do unto others. The real quote is do unto others. Somebody can type it in the chat. Do unto others like what you want them to do to you. Let me type it. Do unto others. The golden rule, it's treat others the way you want them to treat you. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. There it is. That's what I was trying to pull from my memory. It's been so long since I've said this. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. See, you are you're so corrupt. Everything about you is so, that's what obsession is. Obsession is a corruption. Obsession is where you feed jealousy and you feed hate and you feed anger to the point where it hits the breaking point. And then you break. And when you break, it's when you are digging into people. When you break, it's when you're threatening people, or when you're getting your peons to go do dirty work for you, or when you're sending $1 to somebody after looking up their whole family and stalking them as much as humanly possible. Or how about writing this huge letter response to one of my videos and sending it to my mom instead of putting it on your YouTube channel and uploading a video? Can you realize that the thing he sent to my mother, addressed to her, written to her, would, if he wasn't a stalker and a doxer, have been a script uploaded to his channel? But he was too embarrassed to put him on his knees begging for this to end on his channel. He was too embarrassed. He wanted to find a family member of mine that he thought he could manipulate into calling me and talking me out of talking about him. I mean, this is some fucking high tier level lolcow shit, y'all. It's really starting to, it's just now sinking in what all of this means and what all this has happened. We need to get through this though. Let's go.
You are free to leave.
She's inciting her audience, which is against terms of service, not to mention illegal. I can't wait until YouTube and Ellie stops her in JLR. They will. They will, because they're stacking it up. Just like Molly had to stack it up. If you go back to when I first started talking about Molly and I said, look, if we're going to cover this story, I'm going to let you guys know exactly what's going to happen coming up. 8 to 10 months, we're going to have to cover everything they're doing, and we're going to have to tag team YouTube when they're doing the stuff that's against terms of service. And after about 8 to 10 months, maybe a year and 2 months if we're unlucky, then YouTube will actually take a look at what's going on. And I swear to God, that clip not only exists once or twice or 3 times or 4 times back when I first started covering this shit, back when that fraud raiser first popped off, right when we got done investigating the fraud raiser, we were moving on to other things in tragedy pimping. I said that shit like 20 fucking times in 20 separate streams. A direct prediction what was going to happen. You can go clip it right now if you want. You can go back to those videos. You can go into the transcript and search for me talking about that and clip it out. Wouldn't take hardly any time at all, an hour maybe, and go compare it to exactly what happened in the community. And I didn't predict the damn future because I don't have a crystal ball, ironically. I just told you how it works at our community level. So if we had a community that was like 50 times bigger, we could have shortened those months down to 3 or 4 months. Maybe if we had 100,000 subs, or like It's a Gundam, he's got 700,000 subs. Remember when I showed you It's a Gundam? Right? He's got 700 and 800,000 subs. And I was talking about how It's a Gundam tagged Team YouTube. Exactly how I did, because that's what we're supposed to do. Well, guess what? It's a Gundam got a hold of Team YouTube 7 days ago, asked his audience to tag Team YouTube. Now, because he has almost 800,000 subs, he didn't have to wait 8 to 10 months like we did. He got a hold of him in about a week, and he got his monetization back. Now, I'm playing this for a specific reason. This absolutely relates to everything that's going on. I'm not changing subjects. This is the result of tagging Team YouTube. And based on how big your community is, it takes time. The smaller communities takes longer because they have less people to tag. It's all about how many people tag Team YouTube. That's what it's about. When you need them.
We're back.
6.5 hours later.
No, what the heck? I'll laugh anyway.
Okay, I'm not going to play this for you, but I'd love for all of you guys to go watch this video. And if you want some really great YouTube commentary, there's a reason that he's blown up to 800,000 subs, and he's going to be at 1 million soon, is because of how good his commentary is on what he talks about. It's a Gundam, and you can watch the first video I showed you. I was kicked from the partner program, and then you can watch this one. But the thing is, in the end, he got his partnership back. YouTube erroneously kicked him from the program and then helped him and got him back in the program. He had some hurdles. You understand what I'm saying?
And then he goes further into saying he's going to call JLR's PO. These people do absolutely no research. JLR hasn't been on probation or on parole in I don't know how many years. You're going to call a PO officer.
It's pretty hilarious when you go back and watch it. It is pretty hilarious.
That doesn't oversee Jonathan and has no jurisdiction.
Like, how do you fail so hard? So in a literal like 8-minute segment. Like, how? Like, this has to be some kind of Guinness Book of lolcow shit world records.
Or authorization to do squat. But if you were so factual and knew how to open a computer up and do the slimtilla of
Slimtilla's not a word.
Actual fact finding and research, you would have probably known that.
Unlike you, we don't deep dive into people's personal lives.
Yeah, Slimtilla's not a word. What about Simtilla? Simtilla. Nope. Skintilla. Tiny or scarcely detectable in mount. Let's see how you're supposed to pronounce this.
Scintilla.
Yeah, it's not Slintilla, you dummy.
We don't do record
I called her a dummy. I love
checks or general background checks on someone just because they're a lolcow like you and JLR are.
Scintilla.
So the only thing we know about JLR's probation is what
Scintilla.
SF Investigates shared.
Scintilla.
Not Slintilla, not with an L.
Scintilla.
It's got a C.
Scintilla.
Got a C.
Sure, JLR could have petitioned to have his probation terminated early.
It's almost over. It's almost over.
We really don't know.
Great
However,
video, Menace.
there is a record on file of his probation. So it's not a stretch to presume someone is on probation when there's a record of them being on probation in the system. We've also heard from another creator who alleges they called JLR's PO about him leaving the state at one point. And the PO told this creator that JLR gets permission because it's a source of employment. Now again, we don't know if that's factual or not because most of us don't dig like you fucking scumbags.
You know what these court papers mean, Betsy? Because you tried to lie on me, you and your friends, about me having some kind of charge or something, which is a complete lie. You know what these papers tell me? Exactly who to call. Exactly who to call. Kind of weird, Betsy.
So we weren't there making any phone calls. We only...
Jessica, it's unbelievable. How does this woman not realize that the level of lying and the level of disillusion, the level of complete fakery that she embodies every second of her stream and her content, how does she not realize that it is entertaining? Not in the way she thinks, which is why she's a lolcow, but in the way that it's hilarious, right? A lolcow is someone that's putting up content thinking that that content is a certain way, that it's having a certain effect. But in reality, it's the opposite. Everybody can see through it. And people look at it and they're like in disbelief at the fact that this person can be so detached from reality, right?
I know that due to what's popped up online, it's completely reasonable to presume he's still on probation.
It's absolutely reasonable. Thank you, Menace, again. I'm really glad we could come back to this after getting this letter because I think it has a completely new context. And I hope to hang up my other picture right here next to this one because it is kind of scary. I am getting some really scary vibes from this painting. I don't know. I need to do a video on it or something because this thing is freaking me out, y'all. Look at this thing. Whoa! Oh my God. Navy has freaked me out because I really am going to have some weird hallucinations. He said that I'm going to hear feet pitter-pattering all over the room in the office, and I'm going to look at the painting, and she's not going to be there. And then I'm going to turn around, and she's going to be standing, like she's just going to leap out of the dark and grab me on the face like, "Ah, you're dead now, bitch! JLR gotcha!" I think it's a great addition to the stream, at least until we're done talking about JLR and Betty, because if I was edgy like I used to be many years ago, I would do something to this picture to make fun of JLR. But luckily, I've learned my lesson, and I'm not an edgy creator anymore. I used to get the views when I was edgy. I had to calm that shit down. I think you guys know what I would do to this picture to make fun of JLR. I would do a whole skit where I would put JLR's, no, I'm doing it. I'm putting JLR's face on this mother fluffer. Okay, I want to know. Do I put JLR's face on the scary picture? You vote. I think it's not too edgy to do that. It would be edgy if I would put like a different face on it, but I would never do that anyway. I think I should put JLR's face on it. What do you think? Tell me in the chat. So I don't want to waste any more of your time, and I do want to go to Kick, and I do want to stream. You know, again, I can sit here and tell you that JLR sent this letter to, in fact, I'm going to tell you what happened again, because I know that there's a lot of new people in the stream that weren't here earlier. So let me go ahead and pull up, let me go ahead and just start over with what JLR did really quick. I'll do the really quick version today. We've got just a little tiny bit of content that I have to show you. Oh, I got to show you something. Hey, I got to show you something. Oh, the vote is a yes. Moderators, we need to find a good pic of JLR that we can print out and cut out and put on the painting, because we're doing it. We're doing it. And then I got to put Betty's face on the dog. Is that okay? Okay, hold on. I'll ask the audience. Hold up. Okay, so we're putting JLR's face on the scary painting, just like he used to do. He used to do this kind of dumb shit. Make fun of him. Do we put Betsy's face on the pupper? Yes or no? JLR's face right there. Betsy's face right there. And then right here, we need to put the doxes of all my family. The little book she's holding out will be like my whole family's docs, right? No, I'm not going to go that far, but I want to know if Betsy's face goes on the painting. Don't do the dog like that. That is a nice dog. Don't put that dog through that. It's too late. Everybody voted yes. And Betsy goes on the dog. Next stream, you already know. But I'm not done. So here's what happened. Then I've got a tiny bit of content for you before I get out of here. Now hear me out, people. Monday is the 1st. Monday. Yes. Monday is my payday for my army money. So of course, while I'm live before the 1st, I will share my pay link to you in the chat, so that if you do want to donate, it's the best time to do it because it has the best effect. But you don't have to. It's okay. I'll go ahead and share that down there, paypal.me/UNIRock and $UNIRock on Cash App. And then I'll tell you what happened, and we'll move into the last little bit of content that I have for you before we end this stream. Oh, there's my chat. Let me just go ahead and put it in for you real fast. All right. There we go. And so we've done that. Zoom in on it. Busy. There it is. If you want to support me, it's right down in the bottom left corner. Don't forget, you can get Greedy as a Ghoul. It is a book you can download for free off Amazon. And it supports my show every time you download that book. So check it out if you don't have it. I think it's a great read. I think you'll like it. And the novel's going to be coming out soon. June, I think. Yeah, we only got a month until the novel hits. When that novel comes out, oh man, I might even do some content on it. Also, before the novel comes out, the author of that book is going to come play some video games and talk to us. Tell us about writing. Tell us about some of the challenges that he faced. And also, he might tell us a little bit about some of the stuff he's gone through. Also, he's an old family friend. So maybe he'll tell you a little bit about my military record. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. It's up to him, but I'm sure, you know, he'll at least back me up on some of the things I've told you. I know that much. So, last little bit here is to hook you up. JLR sent my mother a letter. The letter, I've had it read to me. Haven't seen it. I'm not there. She's far away. But the letter basically was not addressed to me. It was addressed to her. And in it, he tattles on me. He tells her a few specific things that he says are lies I told. That he didn't look for Dawn. I don't believe you did, JLR. You're a LARPer. Everything you do that's related to media and related to these tragedies, I don't believe anything that comes out of your mouth because of your own statements and your own actions. Because of you. Not because I'm being mean to you. Not because of any other reason than your own choices and the things you've said. And, you know, you want to push and act like you're not LARPing. Did you forget about the interview you did? Did you forget about the things you've said over the years before you came back on your channel? Do you not understand how you can look at the behavior, your behavior against not only the tragedies, but the people on YouTube, and then you can apply it to how you acted back then and see that you haven't changed a single iota? And I know you can hate me for saying that, but maybe you just need to look in the damn mirror, because you would have never looked up and doxed my family if you'd changed. You've given us more and more and more evidence with every skeezy decision you try to make. You think you're going to intimidate me or shut me up by bullying my family? That's what you think, right? Why do you think that they're just not people? Do you think they don't have rights? But I just wrote them a letter and told them this and that and this. You are a creep. You're trying to claim you're not a creep by creeping. You're so broken. And it's just amazing. It's just another part of the story, JLR. Every decision you and Betty make, every person you go at, every tragedy you pimp, every e-beg you beg, every time you lie is another part of the story. And you can be mad that YouTubers are looking at what you're doing and documenting you all you want, but your own words are, we YouTubers are allowed to document the public things out there. We are allowed to have our voice and opinion. We're allowed to put out the content that we put out. How many times have you said that someone else is lying? Betty, let's just look at Betty. But now you're going to say that someone proving your lies somehow is doing something wrong? Are you saying that all the times you've called somebody a liar, you were wrong? Well, you were. That's the ironic thing. You want to sit and call other people liars with no evidence, and you just make stuff up and claim things. But when somebody actually gives you the respect of proving it, somehow they're wrong. So anyway, there you go. The letter I'm going to take to my attorney and the police, and then I'll bring it to the channel. I can't promise you I'm going to have it Monday. I'm going to try. Darth Jazz, my dude, what's up? I mean, seriously, I've got a family. I got stuff to do. And we're going to have to work this in, you know? We're going to have to work this in. It's just how it works. It's a weekend right now, so, you know. But could you just imagine being a YouTuber, trying to gain subs, going out and doing the things these people do, and then you have time to watch my hours out long stream writing all these notes for 2 pages and then stalking my family, which would have taken you ages to do because you would have had to go through and through all this stuff until you thought you found them and stuff, and then looked on this person's timeline and that person's response in order to get the information that you had. We know it. You know it. So that's why it is stalking, and that's why it is wrong. So anyway, we've got one more thing to do, and that is, because I want to go play some damn video games on Kick and just relax, especially after this asshole does this. But he said that I was lying about him hating women, right? He said that I was lying about him hating women. I proved that you hate women.
Jonathan Lee Riches. And recently, I had a female that was staying and living with me.
I proved that you hate women.
And she left.
Oh, and you couldn't take it. Was it the first for you? Was that the first pair of panties you ever saw?
And this morning, I went.
See, people got mad at me because I said that he was trying to sniff the panties of Buster Murdaugh's wife by peeping in on her car, looking at her car seat. People called me a liar until I played this video.
Went into my dresser to clean it out, and you will not believe what I found.
Now, people got mad at me for saying that these are JLR's panties. He just admitted that they're his panties.
Here, let me put some gloves on here.
He just admitted not only that they are his panties in his dresser. Really think he didn't sniff them? Oh, he sniffed them. And he is trying to embarrass this woman because she left him. It's not even in the right spot, JLR. Do you not understand female anatomy? I don't think you really understand female anatomy, dude. There's the tag, right? And then here's that's not in the right spot, buddy. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. But a woman realizes how much of a fucking creep he is and runs away from him. And you play this game and you're gonna say I'm lying or that I'm wrong or anything about you hating women. Really? You could make the argument that you don't hate women anymore. You didn't. Sorry, JLR. Your lies don't work on me. Your games don't work here. When I say me, I mean my whole channel. I mean everybody in my audience. Wonder what else I got. Now, this is one of the most disgusting videos that you can ever find in the world. One of the most disgusting videos, because these two men that he is in love with, these two men are serial murderers of children. This is what he did on YouTube. This is his legacy. This is who he is out there looking for Dawn. This is what he's done the whole time he's been on the platform. And how do I know this? Because I faced him years ago. Almost 10 years ago. Almost. I faced him and I owned him and I destroyed him and he disappeared. And now he thinks he can sneak his way back into the true crime community and make some money off people. Yeah, you can make money off unaware people. And that's why you're so mad about me talking about you. You're mad. You hate me because you hate the truth. You hate the truth about what you do to victims of crimes. You hate the truth about what you do to those who commit those crimes. You love them, while every other person in the world hates them. Remember that corruption that I mentioned about Betty? That corruption runs so much deeper through JLR, and it's why Betty loves him. Why Betty loves him. She admires this about him. She has never called him out for this. She has never explained any of this. She will hide this for him. She will ignore this to stay his friend. Because he doxes people and stalks people with her. They have a bond. A corrupted bond. Betty, do you understand the word corruption? You understand the word corrupt? Do you understand what a person is who takes children's lives away from people? You really don't understand why. None of us will be bullied into silence. You don't understand why we won't be bullied. Y'all worship men who do this to kids. You got the nerve to think you're going to bully anyone into silence. Damn. Now that's a hardcore delusion. What else we got? Because, I mean, I could go off on this one video for an hour. You know I could. Now, I've already proven that Jonathan Lee Riches, JLR Investigates, YouTuber, who's out there right now, stalking me and my family, trying to quiet us because his little trick backfired and my family now knows who he is and what he's done, and they also believe that he shouldn't be getting away with any of the stuff he's doing, which really probably pisses him off because he expected that they would call me up after they got his letter and tell me to shut up when all they said is that I should never shut up. So this man, see what he's doing here? Buying an infant little girl, baby doll, printing out the face of a man who took many kids and many people off the earth in a hateful act, a psychopath, and a demon. What do you call somebody that worships demons? What do you call them? I know what you call them. I think JLR does too. Because I don't think that JLR... Why didn't he write in the letter saying that I lied when I talked about the satanic spells and rituals that he would cast with these dolls? Why didn't he write that in the letter? Why didn't he write in the letter about how I kept mentioning him zooming in on the private parts of the dolls, bending the dolls over gravestones? Why didn't he write that in the letter? Why didn't he challenge that in the letter? Those are some of the most powerful points I made against the man. I got a question for you, JLR. I got a question for you. Betty. I got a question for you. Hold on. What? Why in the world are you okay, Betty? And why did you, JLR, do this? Why did you take the man who... Let's see, how many? How many? 26 people. 20 of the victims were children between 6 and 7 years old. The other 6 were the staff members trying to protect the kids. It's the deadliest event in Connecticut history and the deadliest event at an elementary school in U.S. history. I'm going to say this again because unlike Betty and JLR, I won't be silenced, number one. But unlike Betty and JLR, I'm speaking the absolute truth. You want to know what the truth is, Betty? You want to know the truth, JLR? Because this is just the beginning. Let me say this again. This event took 26 people. 20 of them were children between 6 and 7 years old. 20. 20. The other 6 were adult staff members protecting those children, putting themselves in the way, but the human body isn't enough to meet the force that was thrown at them, that they tried. They did. They sacrificed themselves. Staff members. They're heroes. They really are. This is why I debunked this years and years ago. It is the deadliest mass event in Connecticut history and the deadliest at an elementary school in U.S. history. JLR. The history of the nation of the United States. In the history of the nation of the United States. Do you want to know what your history is that will forever be connected to this event? Forever. It will be part of history that not only did you make excuses for this man doing this to these 20 kids, not only did you protect him, not only did you call him a friend, not only did you tell the media that you were his uncle, right? Not only were you responsible for an enormous amount of the conspiracy theories and misinformation about this event, you called him your friend. In my last video, I proved that you stalked the family of those 20 kids. Your history, your United States history is that you stalked them to a graveyard. You stalked them to the memorial services. And you took a picture of that man and laughed while you did it. You did. You did. You did these things. Why wasn't this in your letter to my family? Why wasn't this in the letter? Because this is your history. My history. I joined the army, got medevaced, and now I get paid every month and do YouTube. That's my history. Your history is right here. This is part of United States history. This is the most deadliest event of its kind in U.S. history. And he did this so that he could be a part of that history. Where's he going? Where's he taking them? Where are you taking them, JLR? What is this? The truth hurts, doesn't it? And you want me to believe, hold on now, because I'm known for at least giving the people that I talk about an attempt to understand them. So here you go. Here's your premise. I'll make it for you in a YouTube video since you were too scared to put it on your channel. But I do challenge you, you can do it before you send the next letter, to upload a letter to your audience and to the YouTube community, showing them these videos and telling them about them and how you feel about them. I challenge you to do that. I've already said you can come on my channel and talk to me. Those family members will call in. You'll get to interview them on my channel. Also, the premise is that this is you. You stalked people back then, doxed people back then, threatened people back then. You disappeared after you embarrassed yourself. You reappeared on YouTube covering murmurs and missing people where you don't have an effect. You aren't properly respecting media ethics. You're not respecting the people that you're covering. You're not doing any real journalism. Also, you're doxing people, stalking people, and harassing people. And you want me to believe that you've changed. That's the premise. JLR wants you to believe that I'm a bad person because I showed you his videos. I haven't even started to show you his videos. And he already thinks that I'm a bad person. Betty thinks I'm a bad person because Betty supports this man. She loves this man. She's never spoken against him. She lies to people and says good things about him. Right? I will not shut up. I won't be quiet. I won't stop, JLR. I'm not going to stop. You can at least rest assured that I will tell the truth. I will do this in respecting your rights and Betty's rights. And I'll make sure that the true history of Betty and JLR are on this platform for all to see. That's what I'm going to be doing. Okay? I'm really busy though. So if you need me, you're just going to have to go through the channels I've offered. It's really easy to message one of my mods. So I guess I'll talk to you when you do. I'm UNIRock. If you want to support me, like, subscribe, share here in UNIRock 2. PayPal.me/UNIRock or $UNIRock on Cash App. I'll keep you updated with what these fools try to do next. But I'm going to head to kick.com after I eat. See you there if you want to come by and say hi. Goodbye.